Okay, so let's look at this question here that says use calculus to evaluate the integral from 0 to 2 of x cubed take 1 dx. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. Okay, it says we can use a calculator, but we don't really need to do it. So what's that? 1/4 x to the 4 minus x from 0 to 2. The zeros are obviously nothing. So what's that? 2 to the 4 is 16 over 4 is 4, minus 2 is 2. Okay, that's it. Okay, so then the second part says, explain clearly why that value does not refer to the area of the region between the curve, the x-axis, the y-axis, the line, x equals 2. Okay, so what they're saying is, how come that's actually not the... so the integral is normally the area under the curve, but they're saying why isn't it? Okay, so you've got this cube function. Let's draw this. And we know that at 0, it's minus 1. And at 1, it's 0. So you can see here fairly clearly that x1 cubed minus 1 is 0. So it's there. And, okay, so we're going from 0 to 2. Okay, so that's 0, 1, 2. So the curve, don't really know what it does out here, but it kind of goes like that. Okay, who knows exactly what it looks like, but it kind of looks like that. So the integral, so this integral from 0 to 2 is this area plus this area, but this one's a negative. So this one's a negative area and this one's a positive area. So if you say does not refer to the area trapped by the region, so the region is this bit here plus this bit here, but because you've got a negative number and a positive, they're kind of cancelling each other out. They're certainly reducing. So that's why. It's simply because the integral from 0 to 2 includes two areas. One's negative, one's positive, and so you can't just add them together because they cancel. So I'll just say one's negative, one's positive, so can't just add. Okay, what you could do is take the negative of this, calculate this area, the first area from 0 to 1, and then find the negative of that, and then add. And in fact, that's what the third part of the question says. The third part of the question says, so given that this is not the way you calculate the integral, the trapped area, how do you do it? Well, what you do is the total area is these two areas added together, so you go from 0 to 1 of the function. Okay, that's going to give us a negative answer, so we can take the negative of that and then add from 1 to 2 of the function, and that'll give you the positive area, so that's your answer. Okay, now the other way of doing it is you could say, instead of this function that we're working with, we could take the absolute value of the function. So we could say the area is from 0 to 2 of the absolute value of x squared take 1. Dx. And if you remember, absolute value just means that any negative values become positive. So instead of the function going like this, see, instead of having these two areas here, the absolute value function just flips it, so that's like a mirror image. So the function actually looks like this. And in that case, then you can take that value and add that value directly. And given that this is a calculator section, you can just plug that into your calculator and you'd find the same answer. It doesn't say you have to calculate the answer, so we don't actually have to do that, but I would say that either of these two answers would be correct.